Ever stayed in a relationship that you knew deep down wasn't right for you, but the thought of ending it scared the hell out of you? You're not alone. Millions of people live in that quiet tug of war between love and fear, between comfort and the unknown. Studies show that nearly 60% of people stay in unfulfilling relationships just because they're terrified of being alone. It's not weakness, it's human nature. But here's the truth. Holding on too long can slowly destroy your emotional health, drain your energy, and even impact your physical well-being, from stress-related insomnia to weakened immunity. That fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, what if I never find someone better? Or what if I regret leaving? These thoughts sneak into your day, cloud your judgment, and convince you that settling is safer than starting over. But the longer you stay, the more you lose touch with yourself. You start compromising your mental health, your self-worth, and even your sense of balance, all in the name of love. Let's be real. Ending a relationship isn't about cutting someone out of your life. It's about reclaiming your emotional freedom. It's choosing well-being, self-care, and a life where peace replaces anxiety. It's learning to value your quality of life, your health, and your emotional clarity over temporary comfort. Because the fear you're feeling right now isn't a signal to stay. It's a sign that something within you is ready to grow. And by the end of this, you'll understand not only why you fear letting go, but how breaking free can actually rebuild your confidence, strengthen your mental resilience, and open the door to a healthier, more balanced life. Fear of ending a relationship often doesn't come from the present. It's rooted deep in old emotional patterns. Maybe it's the fear of rejection you felt as a kid, or the anxiety of being not enough that life's experiences planted in your subconscious. These emotional scars shape how you respond to loss, making your mind equate separation with danger. It's not just psychological, it's biological too. When attachment forms, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, those feel-good chemicals that make walking away feel like withdrawal. That's why people often confuse fear with love. They think missing someone means they should stay, when really it's their nervous system begging for familiarity. The mind craves what feels safe, even when safe is slowly draining their happiness. Understanding that this fear is a protective mechanism, not a sign of weakness, is the first step. It's your body trying to avoid emotional pain, but sometimes what feels like safety is actually self-sabotage. To uncover your root fear, start small. Write down what truly scares you about being alone. Is it financial stability? Emotional emptiness? Judgment from others? Be brutally honest. When you bring those fears into the light, they lose power. Journaling, therapy, or even deep mindfulness sessions can help you separate the voice of fear from the voice of truth. And trust me, once you see them clearly, you'll realize they've been running the show for far too long. Here's the thing. Understanding the root doesn't instantly erase the fear, but it gives you control over it. You start to see the patterns behind your decisions, and that awareness alone shifts everything. Because once you know what's driving your fear, you're no longer its passenger, you're the driver. And that's when you can finally start exploring how emotional attachment secretly shapes your choices in ways you never imagined. Emotional attachment can be both beautiful and dangerous. It's what makes relationships feel meaningful, but it can also trap you in cycles of unhealthy decisions. When someone becomes part of your identity, your brain links their presence to your sense of stability. That's why even the thought of leaving them feels like losing a piece of yourself. It's not just about love anymore, it's about survival. Your body literally reacts with stress hormones like cortisol when that emotional bond feels threatened. Ever noticed how people ignore red flags because they don't want to start over? That's emotional attachment at work. It clouds logic, makes excuses, and paints comfort zones as love stories. You convince yourself that things will get better if you just hold on a little longer. But deep down, your intuition knows the truth. You're trading long-term peace for short-term relief. True mental health and emotional balance start when you stop mistaking attachment for love. One powerful exercise? Practice detachment with compassion. That doesn't mean being cold. It means learning to love without losing yourself. Try spending time alone, reconnecting with hobbies that make you feel alive, or even meditating for 10 minutes each morning. This helps rewire your emotional responses, strengthening your mindfulness, self-care, and overall well-being. When your happiness isn't tied to someone else's behavior, you start making decisions based on values, not fear. But here's the twist. Emotional attachment doesn't just shape your choices. It reshapes your perception of love itself. You start thinking dependence equals devotion, and that's where the danger begins. Because when love turns into dependence, you lose not just freedom, but your inner strength. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. There's a fine line between loving someone and depending on them to feel complete. Real love empowers you. It gives you space to grow, to breathe, to be yourself. Dependence, on the other hand, slowly erases who you are. It's when you start adjusting your dreams, your routines, even your opinions, just to keep the other person happy. You stop prioritizing self-care, your mental health weakens, and your quality of life starts to fade without you even realizing it. You can spot emotional dependence when your mood rises and falls based on how they treat you that day. If a simple text or the lack of it determines whether you feel worthy or not, that's not love anymore. That's your nervous system addicted to validation. It's like being on an emotional roller coaster. The highs feel intoxicating, but the lows drain your energy, confidence, and even your immune system due to constant stress. And here's the thing, your body keeps score of that exhaustion. To break that cycle, start practicing emotional independence in small, tangible ways. Reconnect with friends you've been distant from. Reignite an old passion like painting, dancing, or running. It doesn't matter what, as long as it's yours. Create a morning routine that's sacred to you. Maybe 10 minutes of journaling, a short workout, or a healthy smoothie that fuels your well-being. These small acts rebuild your identity piece by piece, reminding you that you are whole on your own. And once you see the difference between love and dependence, something powerful happens. You start craving balance instead of chaos. You begin to realize that real love doesn't trap you, it helps you heal. But how exactly do you heal? How do you go from recognizing your wounds to actually transforming them into strength? That's what we'll explore next. Healing begins when you turn inward and face your emotions without judgment. Self-awareness is like shining a flashlight on the corners of your mind where fear and doubt hide. Start noticing your triggers, moments when anxiety spikes or when you feel the urge to cling. Journaling, meditation, or even therapy sessions can help you map your emotional landscape. By identifying patterns, you gain clarity, and clarity is the first step toward genuine emotional balance and mental health. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or tolerating pain. It's about acknowledging reality and choosing peace over resistance. When you accept your feelings, you stop battling yourself and start working with yourself. For example, instead of thinking, I shouldn't feel this scared, try, I see my fear and it's okay to feel it. This small shift can dramatically reduce stress, improve sleep quality, and boost overall well-being, making it easier to make empowered decisions. Practical steps amplify this healing. Set boundaries that protect your energy. Schedule daily moments of mindfulness, breathing exercises, stretching, or a quiet walk outside. Engage in therapies that resonate with you, like guided meditation, yoga, or even creative outlets like painting. These practices reinforce self-care, improve health and immunity, and strengthen your emotional resilience. The goal is to rebuild your internal foundation so that you're grounded no matter what happens outside. And once you embrace self-awareness and acceptance, you unlock a hidden freedom, the ability to rebuild your confidence and reclaim your life. You start making choices aligned with your true self, not just your attachment patterns. And that leads us to the final step, the ultimate way to find freedom and rediscover your confidence after letting go. Letting go can feel terrifying, but it's also the most liberating step you'll ever take. Freedom isn't just about being single, it's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your sense of self. Suddenly, you can make choices that honor your well-being, health, and emotional balance. You rediscover passions and routines that were buried under dependence. From morning runs that boost your immunity to hobbies that spark joy and creativity. Confidence grows naturally when you see yourself standing on your own 2 feet. It's in the small wins, saying no without guilt, making decisions without second-guessing, or simply enjoying your own company. This newfound independence strengthens your mental health, reduces stress, and gives you clarity on what you truly want from life. You begin attracting relationships and experiences that respect your boundaries and elevate your quality of life. Practical exercises make this transformation real. Create a freedom app. List activities, goals, and self-care rituals that empower you. Reconnect with friends and networks that uplift you, and set challenges that push you gently outside your comfort zone. Even small actions like volunteering, cooking a nourishing meal, or setting aside 30 minutes for mindfulness can accelerate your growth, enhance well-being, and solidify a sense of self-worth. And here's the exciting part. Once you embrace freedom and rebuild confidence, you realize life after letting go isn't scary. It's full of possibilities. You'll notice how every choice becomes clearer, every relationship healthier, and every day more aligned with your vision for a balanced, active, and joyful life. And in the next step, we'll explore how these lessons tie back to building lasting emotional resilience that transforms your future. Remember how overwhelming it felt to let fear control your decisions and relationships? Now you've seen how understanding your fears, recognizing dependence, and embracing self-awareness can give you back control over your life. Every step you take toward emotional independence strengthens your mental health, boosts well-being, and restores your confidence. Small actions like journaling, mindful breathing, or pursuing a personal passion create ripples that improve your quality of life in ways you might not even expect. Think about the relationships you attract next. When you operate from a place of freedom and self-worth, the people and experiences that enter your life respect your boundaries and elevate your emotional balance. You're no longer a passenger in someone else's story. You're the author of your own, guided by clarity, resilience, and purpose. Every day you practice self-care, mindfulness, and healthy boundaries. You reinforce the habits that bring long-term happiness and reduce stress. Here's the challenge. What's one action you'll take today to reclaim your freedom? Will you set a boundary you've been avoiding, reconnect with a passion, or finally speak your truth? These small but powerful steps mark the difference between staying trapped in fear and stepping into a life of balance, emotional strength, and joy. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just getting started. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Se inscriba agora para neo pertudicas que podem transformar sua saúde para sempre. Keep taking these steps, keep building your confidence, and remember, the path to freedom and a life aligned with your values starts with understanding and taking action today.